Hello, how are you today? I know things have been pretty turbulent and uncertain recently, and you might feel a bit stressed out. This course will help you learn useful techniques to reduce your stress level and get more control over your life. And even though not always you can control everything that is happening in the world around you, you can definitely get more control over your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and that's gonna lead you to better decisions and right actions, no matter how challenging your life is. My name is Tatiana Indina. I'm a business consultant and leadership coach with many years of experience working with leaders and companies from all over the world. I've got my PhD in psychology, the first psychological institute that has the longest academic research history, where for many years I worked in the lab of self-regulation, researching how people can regulate their behavior more efficiently, and I was training various groups of specialists, including the specialists of extreme professions, on how to better make decisions and perform on highest level by managing their reaction to stress. Today, I would like to share some of my favorite, easy-to-do stress management techniques that you can apply to your everyday life to feel more balanced, confident, resourceful, and productive. Without longer theoretical introduction, one main thing I want you to remember about stress is that stress is not something external. It is not an external pressure of the outside world. But instead, on the first place, it is your internal subjective evaluation of the objective situations around you and reactions and response produced by your brain and your body that we call stress. And for this, the only way how you can manage stress in your life is not by managing the outside world, but by managing your own thoughts, feelings, and perceptions of the events that happen. And there are two main ways of how you can do it. First, through managing your cognitive thinking processes, and second, by working with your body. And that includes breathing, exercise, and meditation techniques. And today we will work with both groups of techniques, and I will share a number of exercises and techniques for your mind and your body that can help you manage stress. And we will start from the first group of methods of stress management, and that is working with your mindset. What in most cases is causing stress is negative thinking patterns inside your brain that are often unconscious, and they were developed by your previous experiences, your childhood, your school, your family, the culture you lived in. Your mindset is a sum totem of all the life experiences that you ever had. But that doesn't mean that your mindset is something permanent that can't be changed. In fact, you can change it every day by developing right mental habits. And you can learn how to make your mindset more positive and get rid of negative thinking habits and negative interpretations that cause stress. For example, when the world is in the middle of the global pandemic crisis, you can see how differently people react to this. While for some, the quarantine is the end of the world, and those people are getting desperate, they're feeling victimized or helpless. For others, this situation became a completely different experience, as they prefer to focus on their personal, spiritual, and professional growth, investing their time to make meaningful progress in various areas of their life, and even get a new career. While some people were focused on a problem, others preferred to focus on an opportunity. And how you can teach your brain to be calm and solution-oriented, instead of being negative, fearful, or depressed. Now let's speak of how you can get rid of negative thinking. All you need to do is to train your brain to think in the right direction. It's like exercising your muscles. You need to retrain your brain to think positive, in a constructive way, and maintain your mental hygiene. Develop healthy brain habits in order to stay productive and positive, and think clearly in the stressful time. Your mind often works like a radio that is operating on a wrong negative subconscious frequency that you often can't control because you are not aware of this process. So you need to learn how to manage your mind, as stress hormones can seriously damage your health. Develop those tiny mental habits, and that will make a huge difference in your mental health. Set yourself for success every morning by doing positive affirmations, positive visualizations of your success, or just say a prayer. At the end of the day, keep your diary of all the positive and great things that have happened to you this day. And write down the things that were great. This will help you appreciate your day, your life, and also have a better sleep time. What makes you stressed out are your negative thoughts, how you evaluate situations, and you often don't have control over them, as you are not conscious that those thoughts even exist. First, you need to be aware. Be conscious of the thinking processes that are happening in this moment in your head. Don't deny or ignore your negative thoughts, because it is the negative thought that is suppressed that hurts you. So don't try to run away from your negative thoughts or block them with Netflix or alcohol, but instead learn how to deal with them. What you need to do is to write your negative thoughts down and then question each thought. Ask a question to that very thought that scares you. For example, you think, my business will gonna go bankrupt because of the crisis. So you extract this painful thought from your mind and write it down. And then you ask yourself, is this true? Is this thought that I'm thinking is 100% absolute true? And the answer in most of the cases will be no. Because it is not necessarily that your business will gonna become bankrupt because of the crisis, especially if you take the right action. Then ask yourself, how does this negative thought makes me feel? And often it just makes you feel bad, sad, afraid, desperate. It makes you panic, and that leads to wrong decisions and wrong actions. Then you ask yourself, how would I feel if I didn't have this thought? And you probably would be feeling much better, right? Next thing that you need to do is to take this very thought that was making you feel stressful and to reframe this thought into a more reasonable one. You can turn it to the opposite thought, to the one that was bothering you. Just flip it to the opposite. You don't need to be only positive, you just need to be objective. And by consciously tracking thoughts that cause you stress and reframing them, you're making stress disappear. Another thing that you can do in order to have more control over the reality that scares you is to imagine the worst possible outcome, the worst possible scenario of the situation. And face your fear. Just deal with it. Accept the worst outcome as it happened. And then walk through your fear. That of course requires courage. But what you do with it is you make a plan. You make a plan of what you need to do, which specific actions you need to undertake to resolve the situation in order to have more control. For example, if you are losing your business, make a plan that you will gonna get rid of all the liabilities. You will cut off all your spendings. You will figure out your assets and how you can make money with them. You will research what are the alternative sources of funding that you can get access to. You will think who can help you and who should you call and ask for help. And just make this step-by-step plan to build your action strategy. And that, number one, will bring control over the situation back to you. And number two, you will realize that the situation that you have right now is not the worst one. And you know that advice, when you've got a lemon, make a lemonade, it really works. Try to find a positive aspect in every situation. Turn every problem into an opportunity. It's all about how you approach it. So don't avoid your fears and your negative thoughts. Work through them. That's all you need in order to get control back in your hands. Maybe not always you can control the reality around you, but you definitely can control how you deal with it. And you can choose to either have thoughts that will gonna make you succeed or have the thoughts that will make you fail. Remember, your brain is a muscle and you need to exercise it in positive thinking in order to be in a good mental shape. And some of the easiest way to train your mind is to learn how to stop this negative thinking. Learn how to refocus your attention, how to unplug, and how to reset your brain in order to be more present, more mindful, and more balanced. And here we come to the second part of our training, in which you will learn how to manage your stress with breathing and meditation.